Hi guys, this is Rachel Kirkland, the Modern Shaman, and thanks for being here with me for another weekly YouTube Q&A. Awesome. So I'm going to read the question that came in for today. It's actually a cumulative Q&A video today. Meaning, I just saw an orb. If y'all haven't seen this, I get orbs and spirits that just float around in these videos all the time. People notice them, and I love that y'all are able to see them. And pick up on it visually. The veil is thinning, and I'm telling you, because I do so much of my psychic and shamanic work in this office, there's lots of energy flowing around in here. Anyways, back to the point. Today's video, I decided to kind of squish 3 different questions together because they were similar in nature. And you'll see when I answer. Let me just get to it. Let me just read it. Okay, so here's the first question. It says, "Hi Rachel, thank you so much for your YouTube videos. Do you have any meditation techniques to share?" Okay, next question was like, "I love your videos. I want to know more about meditation. Suggestions." So 2 on meditation. And the third one says, "I have a grueling resistance to meditation, which is weird for me. I want to meditate, but I feel like something is blocking me. So what do I do when I have a block towards meditation?" So they're all basically about meditation, how to get into it, some techniques for it, and what do you do when you've got a resistance towards it. So meditation is our topic for today, and we're just gonna dive in. I didn't give my spiel, so let me do that quickly. If you're new to the channel, please feel free to visit my website, which is just themodernshaman.net. Everything is there that you could want to try to find out more about who I am and what I do. And if you'd like to have one-on-one sessions with me, if you're going through something personally in your own spiritual experience, or if you need healing in terms of shamanic healing, all of that info and ways to connect with me, locations that I'll be in terms of lectures and festivals that I work, or any type of classes. All of that's on the website, themodernshaman.net. Go there, get connected. If this is your thing, I would just encourage you to follow your heart and your intuition and reach out if you're feeling led to. Okay? Awesome. So let's get down to the topic. I kind of jumped around there. Meditation. All right. So first, I want to talk about, I've got a pen today. I just noticed that. And dang it, I'm going to look at the video camera. Sorry, I'm looking over here and not at the video. All right, I'm keeping myself in check, putting my pen down and looking at the camera. Okay, I'm doing it. So here's the thing. Oops. Dang it. All right, so first thing I want to say, and I've said this before, so I may be repeating myself and you may be like, this is old news. But when it comes to meditation, or really any spiritual practice that you're getting into, if you're wanting to start your own spiritual practice and rituals and routines and ceremonies, I will have to say you need to go from an energy of inspiration and desire, okay? So much of us get off track because our spiritual practices are more like the way we would be told to eat our vegetables when we were little from, our parents or something. It's like, it's this grueling energy of like, oh, do I have to do that? Well, everybody spiritual says I have to do that, so I'm gonna have to do that. And it's like this push, and the resistance is actually just because the inspiration and desire within your own soul is not lined up first to begin with. Okay? And if you're not coming from that energy of inspiration and desire, you're not really truly seeking what that has to offer. And so in that way, it's just not in alignment for you at that time. Okay? Now that being said, just like vegetables, they're good for the body. There's good reason why your parents tell you to eat them when you're little. It's the same thing with meditation. There's good reason why everyone is telling you to start there in terms of a spiritual practice, because, and even in my psychic development classes, we start with meditation, because if you're not used to quieting the mind, it's really hard to differentiate between mediumship, the voices that are connecting with you within your own internal guidance, and there's a lot of doubt and chaos going on in the mind. So meditation is a great practice to start with. But I will say first, you need to line up your inspiration and your desire. And it has to be sincere. You can't really fake it, you know what I mean? But you can kind of ease yourself into ways of meditating that do feel inspiring and true for you, okay? And that's what I would suggest in terms of if you're feeling blocked or this grueling nails on the chalkboard attitude towards or eating your vegetables that you just hate, you know, whatever it may be, and kind of move towards ways that feel inspiring and that feel fun and like you want to do them, okay? Move towards those, because there's so many types of meditation. It's not all just sitting quietly and going to no mind. That's only one form of meditation. And so finding a form that feels like there's a sense of inspiration and desire and excitement in it for you, go there first, all right? Build a practice in that sense of inspiration and drive, because you'll have a desire to do it. And that resistance, a lot of times, is just from interpretations of what we think meditation is, or our previous experiences that have been negative. And so we have to kind of get those out of the way first and move into a place that truly feels inspired. Okay, so that being said, there's a video that I have that I did a couple years back, and it's called Variations in Meditation. So search for that in my YouTube channel, or just put in Variations in Meditation on YouTube, the Modern Shaman, and you'll find that one. I did it a few years back, going through variations or different types of meditations to find a form of inspiration. That's a great place to start, okay? But I will tell you a few that kind of are lead-ins. A big lead-in for a lot of people is music, is sound meditations, okay? And people do this all the time, and they literally zone out and are in a meditative trance-like state while listening to their music in their car or in their headphones, in the subway. They're like zoned out. They're in a sense of meditative state without realizing it. Sound and frequency is very easy to align our mental mind, because our brainwave state is affected so highly by frequency. Really, everything is affected by frequency. Now, similar to sound meditation is sometimes it's combined with lyrics or words, poetry, verses, mantras, things that inspire you in written form, okay? And meditating or contemplating on those verses. Now, it's good to start with something that's small, okay? Whether if it's this is why mantras are typically pretty short, one sentence, one phrase, one word sometimes, in essence, because you're essentially moving into a single pointed focus of contemplation on that term or that meaning, okay? And fully embodying the energy of it. So mantra meditations, word meditations, I used to do this a lot just because I loved poetry. So I would read Rumi, or I would read even a Bible verse that really got to me, that really meant something to me. Again, aligning with your inspiration, or a song lyric that feels like that means a lot to me, okay? And there's a sense of uplifting and alignment to those words. And I would take that phrase, even just like something short, right? Not a long thing, but if it's like a verse or a couplet, you know, of just 2 verses, or a triplet of just 3, whatever it may be, and just repeating it over and over in your head, sustaining the thought of it, contemplating those words and the energy behind them, the meaning, and fully aligning, okay? You can take that practice and literally do that throughout the day as you're going through life. It's a sense of aligning back with a sense of peace, or whatever those words mean to you, aligning back with a sense of love, aligning back with a sense of unity or community, whatever verse or song lyric or whatever you're picking to choose as your mantra or your kind of written meditation, that you're coming back into alignment over and over, and essentially it trains yourself into a state of meditation, of contemplation, okay? And that's a simple way. And those already, a lot of people do this without even realizing it. They literally get inspiration from song lyrics or from poetry or a verse of some sort or something someone said to them, and they're playing it in their mind, and they're already using it as a form of alignment with the meaning in it, or with truth, or with something that feels inspiring and creative to them. So I would do that. That's an easy form of moving into alignment with meditation, okay? And this also is something you can do all the way throughout the day. So a lot of people get a block to meditation because they think they have to carve out a huge amount of time, okay? And some meditations, it's good to do that. It's amazing, and you feel like, oh my God, that 30 minutes felt like getting sleep for 6 hours. And that can be very, very uplifting and aligning. But also, it's relevant at times to have meditations that are short and can be used throughout the day to pull up when you need a sense of realignment. Somebody said something to you, or you felt all busy and chaotic, a big long to-do list at work, and you need something to remember at times and come back to and come back to and come back to throughout the day, when you can't just get away and go meditate. Okay, this is a great way to kind of realign. Another one is art. Okay, you guys, like drawing something, or getting yourself infused in the doing or the action or the alignment of something visual. Okay, this can be drawing or doodling. A lot of people do this doodling meditation all the time. It's a form of kind of zoning out on what they're doing in the physical realm and moving into an internal realm, and then they'll just doodle. You know, these people, you'll look at their pages when they're on the phone and they're doing something in 3D in their physical realm, but their mental space is very kind of toned out and meditative, in almost like a trance-like state. If this is you, then it's an easy form of inspiration to move into a creative space with the visual. Also, even photography, moving into a space of looking through a lens, gets you very contemplative and aligned in a pointed focus. This type of meditation is almost like you move into observer mode, okay? When you're behind a lens and you're taking in whatever the subject or the place where you are, it moves you into a state of true alignment with nature, alignment with the person posing, and you're really capturing an energy of creativity and alignment, okay? Another one I would say that's more with movement, people who feel like they get frustrated or don't have a desire to sit still for a long time, you can do movements in meditation and having a sense of dance or flow. So you can literally put on music, get yourself in a dark closet and dance. Have the intention to align with the energy in that movement and in that moment, and be fully present with the sound and the movement of the body. Okay, again, people do this all the time that are just like really drawn to dance. Dance and a form of connection to spirit has been done through many, many cultures over many, many lifetimes. And so a lot of people are very drawn intuitively to express and connect with spirit through the physical form, through physical body, physical dance, physical movement, and spiritual alignment through movement. So if that's something that you feel inspired to do, that can truly be your time of meditation. Set an intention. I want to feel love. I want to express love in every movement that I make in this time of connection. Or I want to channel out joy, or I want to whatever. It may be even sorrow in that moment if you feel like you're dealing with something and you don't want to carry it into the rest of the day. So you need to dance in form of alignment and meditation to get that energy out of the body and expressed out. And then you can move throughout your day. There's so many ways of meditating. Again, I would encourage you to check out that video of variations in meditation that I did a couple years ago. But that number one point of advice would be to follow your inspiration, okay, in that form. I didn't even talk about traditional meditation, which is to sit and go in terms of that no mind or transcendental meditation, taking just one phrase that arises in terms of an intention. Or visual meditations, going through a guided visual practice, or journeying through drum beats and meditation in that way. There's so many ways. So don't be discouraged if you haven't found one that is, you know, your go-to. I love having a wide tool belt because it's all forms of connection, and when I feel inspired in certain ways, sometimes I'll go in one direction, and then other times I'm like, I'm over it, I'm done with it, I don't feel inspired to do that type of meditation right now. I'm going to go in a completely different direction. I'm going to go for a walk. I'm just going to observe nature, or I'm going to plant something and have a desire to dig deep in the mud and just get connected in this moment of presence. All of it is about a pointed focus and a complete alignment with the present moment, okay? So embodying that sense of inspiration and connection, and just knowing that Spirit will show up as you have a sincere desire to do so. Love you guys. Blessings. Stay tuned. We'll connect next Friday as well.